Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here today at Black Therapists Speak. This is a gathering of therapists, Black therapists from both the United States and Canada who work in mental health and addictions with people who are dealing with the myriad of different life-altering events. We gather together and we just discuss the issues of the day. Right now, we're focused on the impact of COVID, the impact of the multitude of deaths that are happening within the Black community at the hands of the police. And we're dealing with intergenerational trauma and general cultural issues that pertain to Black wellness overall, but not specific and only to Black wellness. But I wanted to develop a platform for all of us to sort of gather together and share our wisdom, to share our experiences, and to let everybody know that we're here, we're educated and well equipped to deal with the work at hand, to undo the issues of trauma and loss and abuse and neglect, silence, abandonment, mistreatment. We're here. And in fact, we as Black therapists, we speak. Thanks for joining.
Ignorance is bliss.
It really is.
Just give me what works, that's fine. No doubt.
So what is it that, are there things that have happened as a result of COVID that you know, aside from it being a horrific pandemic, but right. Are there light spots in it for you? Do you see glimmers of hope in the midst of this darkness?
I'll answer the question like this. When the pandemic hit, I was like, whoa, because it messed up all my plans. I had scheduling for conferences that I was going to, that were big conferences, the Black Mental Health Symposium, the Licensed Professional Councils of North Carolina. I mean, I had all these monster trainings, monster facilitation sessions I was doing that was going to put me on the map like, whoa, he's going to be on Oprah next.
Oh.
Boom, pandemic hit. All that got canceled. Some of them got canceled. Some of them went virtual. Unfortunately, the way I do these facilitations, a lot of them are breakouts and workshops and activities and stuff, which I can't adequately translate virtually.
Yeah.
So I just like, so I had to hit a roadblock and I was like hurt for a minute.
Yeah.
But in being still, I got a clearer path to my nonprofit, More Than Therapy, in regards to doing it. So was able to situate some trainings to virtual, which was more beneficial. Excellent. Became more, I'm the kind of clinic that does therapy with clinicians, people that's in the field to help them avoid burnout, giving them the tools to avoid burnout. So an influx of new clients to help them, because if you're gonna burn out, this will be the time.
Yes, absolutely.
And sitting still long enough to write a book. Some books I've had some of my books since I was in technical college, 2004, 2006. That just bringing around in there, always a barrier in my mind. Oh, I don't have an illustrator. I don't have this, or I don't have this. But then I did a conference with NAMI. NAMI's national. Well, don't give me the line. NAMI's some kind of company, some kind of agency, profit that I guess helps people regarding their mental health issues, but not necessarily a mental health company per se.
Okay.
It's like a layman's mental health intervention of some sort, offering support regarding mental health. Okay. So NAMI Durham, they had me do a presentation, via Zoom. So I had to figure out how to make it dynamic virtually. And fortunately, I was able to figure it out, and it was so good, but so many themes kept popping up. And so my PowerPoint, along with the themes, basically was a book.
Right
So
on.
the notes from my PowerPoint.
Oh, right on.
Came up in the training or the session.
Yeah.
And then I came up with a workbook to supplement it. And it's doing very well on Amazon.
Excellent. What's it called?
Post-pandemic depression and anxiety and strategies to effectively deal with it.
Excellent. That's absolutely exactly what we need at this time.
What inspired it was not only the session, but it was a great session. I love it. It's one of my favorites. I still watch it to this day every now and then.
Oh,
but
right.
I kept seeing dirty mask in the ground. It's like, what contributed to a mask, someone discarding their mask and being dirty? And that's actually the cover of my book.
Okay. Wow. That's really good. We'll be sure to put that description or the information for the book in the description below, so you can
Yes.
put the book in and on Amazon.
Yes.
Excellent. Well done. It's those sort of things that are really quite inspiring for me. That in spite of the the negatives that are attributed to the pandemic and the things that are going really horrifically wrong, there are lights in the midst of that tunnel. There are good things that came out of it. Your book and that entire process being one, right?
And removing negativity from me, being able to more appropriately see negativity, especially regarding certain relationships, personal, work related, and embracing or reconnecting or healing other relationships.
Excellent. Yes.
So me and my daughter, we was going through something at the same time. She graduated high school in 2020. Modern therapy was supposed to really do some big things in 2020. It just kind of pushed us back. But in hindsight, we both agreed that this was a great year for us as we were able to sit still, see what we really wanted and where we wanted to be.
Yeah. Wow. So she was supposed to be graduating in 2020. Well, she graduated.
She did graduate.
Yeah.
Just, not the way we envisioned it. Because, she was the one, she graduated in 2020, perfect vision, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, yes. Yes. I know last year, this time, I kept touting 2020 as my year for clarity. And everywhere that I was, everything that I wrote, clarity was all about, I was so excited about 2020. And the truth of the matter is, I see far more clearly now as a result of what we've gone through in 2020, in spite of the fact that initially I was thinking, it's just blown my whole vision. But it really enhanced my vision. Because I was forced to sit still. And I think in the general busyness of life, we lose sight of truth. We lose sight of things that are really fundamentally important. And even when we know in and of our own selves that I should slow down, or I need to, I don't have time for that, is like a common thing we're saying, or at least I was last year. I don't have time for that. I can't stop. I got to go. But 2020, the whole world stopped, and there was no option but to silence the distractions and focus in on the things that we really need to tend to.
Right.
Is that something that you found?
That's the theme, and that's exactly where I'm at. I mean, it hurt me in some ways. I used to enjoy hosting game nights and things like that. Yeah, we can do it virtually. It's just not the same. Support groups for therapists, we still have them, but they don't look the same as they were in person. It feels a little impersonal in some ways, as they probably don't feel that they can be as open as you're not really as connected vibe-wise as you would be in a room of clinicians or professionals.
Yeah.
But like you said, sitting still, being still allows you to remove the distractions. Because as we go through, before the pandemic, as I went through this life, a lot of people were driving my bus for me. A lot of things were driving my bus for me. And then sitting still, I was able to remove some negative aspects of my life in which I was able to re-drive my own bus.
That's right. That's right. That's very true. Wow. How has it contributed to the work that you do with your clients?
The funny thing is, as horrific as we say the pandemic is, my client population is, I don't know, we have a particular type of client population. It's mainly crisis-oriented, addiction-oriented. The pandemic is nothing to them. They've already been going through trauma and crisis their whole lives. It's the clinicians and the therapists, the people that's working with them, that's breaking down and acting like clients. The clients are at baseline. There's no impact. In fact, it might have been more beneficial to them. They don't mind sitting still. They don't mind being quiet. They don't mind getting some supplements from the government here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Absolutely.
So as far as the client base, business as usual. You know what I'm saying? In some ways, some people fell off. I had a couple overdoses on my caseload. That was hurtful. That hurt me a little bit. Well, a lot. Still does. You know what I'm saying? Not really able to see my therapist like I want to because of the pandemic. But definitely could benefit from that right now. That's based on some of the things that I feel, sometimes we get in situations like this where we do the shoulda, woulda, coulda. So we always tell our clients, don't do that. Don't do that. There's nothing we can do about that. Just focus on now. But we're human. And we fall into that fallacy sometimes in which we do the same thing our clients do. And in that essence, aren't we hypocrites? Because we can't even do the same action plans that we apply to our clients.
It's very true. That's very true. One of the other people that I've been speaking with through Black Therapists Speak, she was talking about, laying down our own capes and our own resistance to getting help for ourselves as therapists. We tend to just sort of plug along, meeting the needs of those before us without acknowledging the fact that we have needs our own selves and getting them met, those needs met. So can you talk to me a little bit about what you do as a therapist for self-care?
Yes, of course. Before the pandemic, I was regularly seeing my psychiatrist and my therapist. Now they just check in here and there via phone, not even telehealth, which is kind of sad. But I found that the crazy thing is before the pandemic, I was having a lot of symptoms related to depression and anxiety. I was trying to think what was going on. I think it was just life, you know what I'm saying? Nothing really particular stands out. Yeah, some relationship woes here and there, some career woes here and there. Nonprofit not popping like I thought it would, not getting the referrals I thought I would get. So I was really depressed and had a lot of anxiety, Wanted a little bit of medication for the anxiety, you know what I'm saying? Nothing major, 0.5 Klonopin or something, Ativan or something. My therapist, my psychiatrist said, no, you don't need it. You're a therapist, use your skills. I was so upset with her. My therapist just wants to do a lot of mindfulness exercises.
Oh no.
But my previous therapist who retired and went to work transitioned to work for a rape crisis center, Emily, she was the best. She was all about action orientedness. I mean, like action plans. Every session had an action plan or addressed the previous action plan. And that's it, and held me accountable. Emily was really focused, and that was the best. That's the kind of therapist I like. And action, I think when a therapist works with a therapist, I don't think mindfulness and DBT strategies, that's something that works for us per se. But I think action plans, being solution focused is what's most beneficial. At least that's what it was for me. All that mindfulness, sitting still, breathing. Here's an M&M taste it. Be mindful of it. that pissed me off.
Right. Yes.
And I don't do that with my clients anymore because they might be pissing. I think I can see why they get so pissed off sometimes now. I feel it. I walk in your shoes. I respect that. We're not going to do that anymore.
Okay. Yes.
Having good conversations, good discussions with my friends and family. My daughter and I, we talk all the time because she's going to launch her podcast, and we're getting that together. So I'll be a producer for her show. Do some support groups for people in the community, and those support groups aren't just for them. It's for us as the facilitators as well. We do a depression and anxiety one for minorities on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. via NAMI. And that's really been healing in a lot of ways, hearing other people's stories, sharing our own stories regarding what we might be experiencing as it being impacted by the pandemic or the riots, or not the riots, the protests, the George Floyds, the Breonna Taylors, things like that. We're human too. You know what I'm saying? We cry too. We feel pain too. We're not super people. We're not supermen. We're not super women.
No.
We're therapists and clinicians that bleed just like you.
Exactly. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you ring the bell? Can you subscribe to this channel? Can you share this message with friends and family? Let them know. Black therapists speak. Bye now.